Firstly, little minor correction. Acceptance maybe not from the industry. The acceptance from the industry came gradually and is still coming. See, the audience never has any demarcation. It's our own people from our own industry who say, "यार इसको कैसे picture में लेंगे? ये तो TV actor है."
Yeah.
This was their initial mindset.
Yeah.
So if you're debuting with a 100 crore film and then getting no work at all, I don't have the answer to that.
Yeah.
I started at I think 1500 rupees a day as fees, and it took me a while to see my first check of 1 lakh rupees. My rule was 3 months initially. After the first week, I was recalled back to the office. I was scared. I said, "अरे ऑफिस बुलाया, बोला यार ये नई 3 महीने की नौकरी मिली है, गई क्या?" And then of course the opposite happened. They said, "Okay, now we have to, renew your contract. 3 months का हमको 1 year करना पड़ेगा." None of the actors from Kasautii one is in touch with.
Kasautii, when it got rebooted, was it a little flattering to see that the show had become such a classic that people want to reboot?
No, I had no feeling at all. Even not just Liger, even Shamshera. When a film tanks, you feel sad, but you don't exactly know why the film is tanked. People, they'll put his picture and my name and say Rohit Roy starring in Liger.
Today I'm sitting with a man who needs no introduction. He has achieved superstardom across mediums. His filmography boasts of such illustriousness that no matter how many adjectives I use, no matter what I say, it will never be enough to kind of justify the kind of work he has done. Today it's an honor and a privilege for me to be sitting across the Ronit Roy. I have to say, like, Kasautii Zindagii Kay is coming back and the show was one of the game changer for you as well. Like, you achieved a next level of acceptance and popularity and stardom that we say
True.
from the industry. So firstly, how was it, have you changed from the time that you played Mr Bajaj on screen and now that he's coming back? How have you changed as a person, as an actor?
Firstly, little minor correction. Acceptance maybe not from the industry. The acceptance from the industry came gradually and is still coming with every piece of work that I do. But yes, instant and huge acceptance and appreciation from the audience at large. And that of course was a major game changer. I started at I think 1500 rupees a day as fees, and it took me a while to see my first check of 1 lakh rupees monthly जो चेक आता था, तो पहुंच के 83 फिर रुक जाता था, फिर 89 रुक जाता था. By that time it went over 1. It took a long time, but eventually it did. It was not just the check, it was also my entire life. What I am today is largely can be accredited to Kasautii Zindagii Kay, Ekta Kapoor and Balaji films. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, but like I remember when the show came, na, it gave opened so many doors for you. Like I remember the salt and pepper look became like a rage after Mr. When people saw Mr. Bajaj as that, and when you entered, people assumed that it's going to be a villainous role. But people assumed that. But then gradually, when people got to Mr. Bajaj, he became like a phenomena. The show became like a phenomena, that it was recreated as well. It had a reboot. But now that you look back on all those memories, does it fill you with a sense of pride that you kind of started something that has now become like a cult today?
Maybe not pride, but a lot of gratitude. You see, अगर हिट पिक्चर या हिट शो बनाने का फॉर्मूला सबके पास होता, तो हमारे यहाँ फ्लॉप्स बनती ही नहीं. So you never, even Kasautii I think didn't start off by wanting to become like a cult role. My rule was 3 months initially. After the first week, I was recalled back to the office. And I was scared. I said, अरे ऑफिस बुलाया, बोला यार ये नई 3 महीने की नौकरी मिली है, गई क्या? Because at that time it was very scary. Yeah. So क्या did we make a mistake? Are they going to say कि okay now take your paycheck, don't come from tomorrow, what's going to happen? And then of course the opposite happened. They said okay now we have to renew your contract, 3 months का हमको 1 year करना पड़ेगा. So it came as a surprise, but of course as a very pleasant surprise कि चलो 3 महीने की नौकरी थी वो 1 साल की हो गई. And of course it's the greatest thing is that 1 year नौकरी became a 9 year नौकरी.
Yeah.
I won't call it a naukri, I'll call it one of the greatest experiences of my life also because I was doing another show called Kyunki Saas bhi Kabhi Bahu thi, which I also did for 9 years. And every year I've done a third daily also, which 90% time, barring one show which went Ori, all the other shows were Balaji Telefilms.
Yeah.
And then a couple of reality shows. So it was a very action-packed 10 years for me, decade for me.
People remember the success story. लोग को याद रहता है कब आपने अच्छा काम किया and when got उसको उतनी सराहना मिली. But you had been a part of the industry for a longer time before that as well, the show.
Yes.
And it wasn't as smooth as it kind of became after the show comparatively. So during that time, was there any moment where you kind of felt that kind of dejection in a way that you thought about maybe this is not something I should go forward with?
No, I never thought that. I at no point of my life have thought that I cannot be an actor or I don't want to be an actor. कुछ और करते. मैंने हाँ सोचा है कि कुछ और करते. आज भी मैं सोचता हूँ कि कुछ और भी करते. एक्टिंग भी करेंगे, कुछ और भी करेंगे. पर एक्टिंग छोड़ो कुछ और करते ये कभी नहीं सोचा. एंड या आई मीन इट्स वेरी वियर्ड यार. आई कांट एनालाइज व्हाई आफ्टर गिविंग अ डेब्यू फिल्म व्हिच वाज अ सिल्वर जुबली मींस 25 वीक्स, which roughly translated into today's numbers would be like 150-200 crore film.
True.
So if you're debuting with a 100 crore film and then getting no work at all, I don't have the answer to that. And then getting work and then none of those films doing well. Why? I have no answer to that. The only guess that I have is that maybe these times in your life come to teach you something, to leave you with an experience which helps you grow. I'm not even competing. I'm just so inspired by all these people who I have worked with in the past 3-4 years. Recently Karthik, before that Ranbir, Tiger, all these boys, Varun, Siddharth, even the girls, Kriti recently, their focus on their work, and of course I mean they all have their times of leisure, but when they are working, the way they take care of themselves, the way they take care of their work, their art, their craft, it's extremely inspiring. There's a lot to learn there, from this generation. And I mean, I'm of course not competing with them, but yeah, in some spheres of life, I want to be as good as them. The way they conduct themselves, I want to be like that. So I'm learning from them, and I'm trying to be like that.
True. But I have to say, like, you are one of those few actors, like, it's you, there's Sakshi Tanwa ma'am, then there's Ram Kapoor sir. You are one of those few actors, jinhe you can't classify like they are TV actors or film actors or OTT, because you have worked on all these platforms and you have achieved success on all these platforms, and the audience has accepted you. What were the biggest challenges you think were for you to kind of reach that place where the audience kind of forgot that demarcation of the platform for you?
See, the audience never has any demarcation. It's our own people from our own industry who say, यार इसको कैसे पिक्चर में लेंगे, ये तो टीवी एक्टर है. This was their initial mindset. Then a couple of filmmakers wisened up and they say, अच्छा ये टीवी एक्टर है तो इसकी तो 2-tier 3-tier cities में बहुत रीच है, इसको ले लेते हैं रोल में. Then their mindset changed. Then the younger generation, their mindset changed again. He's got this body of work backing him. He's got a fan following amongst the young, Karan and all these boys. They have a huge fan following. forgive me for saying this, but they have as much a fan following as some of the biggest stars that we know. So the other younger bunch of filmmakers is wising up ki yaar, this works for us, yeah. And they are all good actors, new bunch. So now everybody, तो वो demarcation वो audience की mind में कभी था ही नहीं. मुझे भी आज भी लोग बोलते हैं, सर आप वो टीवी पे आते हो ना? मैं हाँ टीवी पे आता हूँ ना. मैं ही तो आता हूँ टीवी पे, कोई और थोड़ी आता है. It's me. I'm a TV actor. I'm an OTT actor. I'm a film actor. I'm an actor. I do work wherever I get work. Except stage, क्योंकि अपनी फटती है थोड़ी.
कहीं पे तो है.
हाँ, stage fright है अपनी.
At the end है तो human. हाँ. You also spoke starting में भी ना कि मतलब industry से acceptance gradually आया. When you are putting your all out there and you are kind of getting that reciprocation from the audience as well. When the industry doesn't reciprocate the same way, does it get a little challenging or disheartening for you to kind of work forward? And
It used to. But then again, when you ask, instead of getting disheartened, I follow the 5 W's and the AH rule. Where, when, why, who, how, those questions. So at every stage I ask myself those questions whenever there's an issue like this. And then, one figures out that, the film industry is subdivided. There's an art, there are craftsmen who bring their craft to the table. And then eventually, at the end of the road, it's a business. If somebody is not making money, there are very few people who will keep making films just for the passion. There are a few people who do. But mainly, broadly speaking, it's a business. So, by getting gradual acceptance, it's actually a boon that you are given that time. Okay? So you take your time. So आप धीरे अपना. What's the hurry?
Kasautii mein, it gave not just you, like Shweta Tiwari became a star, Suzanne Khan became a star, there were Jennifer, Karan, so many people. How is your equation today with those people?
I shot with Shweta some years back for another show of mine. Suzanne, I'm not in touch with at all. In fact, he quit Kasautii before it shut down. He stopped coming to set, so we lost touch. And we kind of never became such thick friends. None of the actors from Kasautii one is in touch with, so to say, on a regular basis. That could also be because I'm a very reclusive person. I don't go to parties, I don't go out, I, thoda shor, sharaba, stay away from all that. Yeah, but I kind of, you get to know through social media who's doing what. Once in a while you exchange a word. On the other side, from Kyunki, Tasneem is like a sister, Rakshanda is like a sister. So, Mandira I'm still in touch with, because Mandira has become a friend now. So, Mandira I'm in touch with, I'm very fond of her. So, we exchange messages. So, there are few people, even if we don't meet, I'm in touch with. And with some I'm not in touch with at all.
Kasautii, when it got rebooted, was it a little flattering to see that the show had become such a classic that people want to reboot? Or was there a little feeling like it's something sacred, let's not touch it? Was there any kind of that feelings?
No, I had no feeling at all.
Okay.
Because, coming to TV from, for years one had seen, the classic songs getting remixed and rebooted. And so it was that in a different way. I just felt, like I'll tell you, for example, I did a show for Balaji called Kehne Ko Hum Safar Hai. I did 3 seasons and then I was told that they will be doing a 4th season, but with an entire new cast and a new story. I thought that was a good idea. That to do, when you bring in new actors, all those actors have characters who have their own truth and who are not trying to live somebody else's truth. So that I thought was a better option. But in hindsight, nobody was the loser, so it's all good.
And recently you were seen in Liger, and it was such a big film, but it kind of underperformed. So was it a little disheartening to kind of see that, because you had put a lot of your hard work into it, and it was a very good role as well. To see it did not kind of convert into that reception that one was expecting.
Yeah, so all these films, even not just Liger, even Shamshera. I know for a fact how much of hard work has gone into Shamshera.
Yeah.
Starting from Yash Raj's unit to Karan, to all the actors, and there were not just 4 or 5 actors. There were even that in the crowd. The crowd had about 100 actors in it. So everybody, and the way it was shot, the dust, the smoke, the sun, it was not easy to shoot that film. And the precision with which Karan shot it, this blood and sweat gone into the film. So of course I feel, I wouldn't say feel bad, but it's not something that you can digest so easily that, and it's years of blood and sweat. Then it's not just for myself. Then because how hard everybody around you has. You're not the only person working hard, right? That entire 300 people have worked hard for it. So yeah, it doesn't feel very nice when a film tanks like that.
Yeah.
It's a labor of love. You want it to work.
Yeah. So I remember when Karan had posted after all the criticism that had come for Shamshera, he had posted like, I own it proudly. I really liked that fact that he kind of accepted and admitted to whatever was happening, and he eventually stood by the film.
When something works, you feel very happy, but you don't really know exactly what has worked. When a film tanks, you feel sad, but you don't exactly know why the film is tanked. Yeah, in hindsight, people have opinions. कि उसका ये नहीं अच्छा था, उसका screenplay नहीं अच्छा था, उसमें गाना नहीं popular हुआ. Those are all the tick boxes that people like to tick, but one never knows. But as far as Shamshera is concerned, when I see the film, speaking about Karan, I see his craft. And he has shown his craft. He's shown in the film that he's a master craftsman. I mean, shots, I'm in the film. And suddenly I see a shot and I go, oh, what a shot. So that reaction can be evoked only by a master craftsman.
True.
And he's shown his craft.
True.
So now, like it says,
some
films work, some films don't work.
Yeah. But you have, I have spoken to multiple times to Rohit sir. Okay? And this is my first time talking to you. You both have paved very unique paths for yourselves. But there are still people who kind of sometimes compare the two of you and the kind of trajectories you have led. Does it ever get annoying or a kind of irritating for you both to kind of see that kind of comparisons happen?
Comparison to chodo, people post on social media, yaar. People, they'll put his picture and my name and say Rohit Roy starring in Liger. And they put my picture and they're putting his name. And it's in not only on social media, it kabhi-kabhi akhbaron mein aa jata hai yaar. So we have a good laugh about it. As far as his life is concerned and my life is concerned, there is no comparison. There's nothing to compare. He's my brother, he's like my son, and he's my best friend. So, kabhi, there's no comparison. He has his own journey, I have my own journey. And there is a journey in which we are together. And that's about it.
Yeah, but I want to say that last time when Kasautii released, your kids were either not born or were very young. Now that the show is getting a rerun, they would be able to see it. Are you excited to show them?
My daughter must have been around 7, 8 years old. and my son would have been about 3-4 years old. So obviously they didn't see Kasautii.
Yeah, because I was seeing it was 2002 to 2009 the show run time, and your son was born in 2007.
2007.
So yeah, so he was might be 1 or 2 when the show even ended. So are you excited to show them the show now?
So this is what I'm actually very curious, and I'm waiting that, like, my kids have grown up, so my fans have also had their marriages and children. That time their children have also grown up.
Yeah.
So now also it's in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly what the target audience is, because I don't have the intelligence to know all that. But I'm very curious now and eager to know what the reaction from the younger, because that's our future, right?
Yeah.
That's our future. And so I want to know how they feel. And also I want to eager to know about the comparison of the Ronit Roy then, and because Ronit Roy is still around. He's going to be around for the next generation also. So अभी
for
जो
at least
देखेंगे
3-4 generations. Let's
थर्ड टाइम कसौटी जब रीरन होगा तब तू आना इंटरव्यू लेने में.
हाँ, क्या पता अगला जो रीबूट होगा उसमें मिस्टर बजाज वापस से.
You never know. So yeah.
But I have to say, Ronit, so like I could go on talking to you for hours and hours on end. Thank you so much for this conversation.
Thank you.
It has been a pleasure talking to you. It has been a pleasure knowing you.
Hi, I'm Ronit Roy and you're watching me on Bollywood Bubble.